Since we received a lot of positive feedback after the last product update video that we created, we decided to stick to the format and even enhanced it a bit today. And I would like to show you in this video our highlight updates, the most extensive ones there where a video actually provides a lot of value to you. And please bear in mind that there's also the section in our software. If you look at the upper header where you can see our updates, or you can also see them on our websites. Just go to the update section in the header, and then you find all the small and big listed features. Today, I will only cover the big ones where video gives you the best insights. First of all, let's talk about reports. We are under the belief that reports are there for two purposes and admins need it for two use cases. One is to detect problems early, to know what's going on in your fleet, if costs are rising or other events happening, you want to know that early. And secondly, when you detect problems and you get a feeling where things are going wrong, you want a lot of data to prove that the changes that you might want to do, have more cars, have less cars, go fully electric, save costs on diesel, whatever, that this is actually based on evidence on a lot of data. And for both, you need different types of reporting, we think. First of all, live reports will depend on data that's submitted quickly. So you either have a OBD data stick in your car that delivers data right to the fleetster system, or there's also now ways to get the data from the car manufacturer, and that's then transmitted to the fleetster cloud. And based on that, you can have things like fuel reports. And you don't only have that on a monthly basis from your fuel, from your gasoline card provider. You can actually have this by trip right now. So you could actually say when somebody has just finished the trip, you could see what the fuel consumption of that trip was 5 minutes ago. Same applies for CO2, which is very much correlated to fuel. And then there's also ideas like utilization. So you could see which cars are being used and which cars are not being used. And this is how you can circle in on the areas where you think there might be problems in your fleet. And once you found them, then you want to dig a bit deeper. And we think that if you want to dig a bit deeper, then you need a lot of data. And to be honest, a lot of that data is best handled in Excel. And so this is why we have built a number of reports where you can always zero in on one topic. So you can say, I'm interested in the monthly cost of vehicles. I'm interested in the total cost of ownership. I want to know everything about my CO2 emissions. I want to go into utilization and many other things. And this is what you start with. Now let's quickly go into the live system. So I'm now in my live fleetster system and I'm looking at the monthly report that I want to create. So I want to have the cost report. Let's say I want to see costs of location A1 or A in July. Okay, what I do is I select the time frame I'm interested in, which is July 1st until the end of July. And then I say I'm interested in all vehicles, but I only want to know this for the Munich office. Okay, so this is now selected. I have the Munich office as the only location that I would like to export. I say I want all users and I want all vehicles, and then I'll generate my report. I've already done that, so I can now download it, but I've already done that so that we're a bit quicker here. Here it is. So now I can see I actually did this in German. So here's now the German version of it, and I can see my number plates and lots of things that matter to me. Currently, this is a test system, so we didn't have a lot of data being generated, but you will see the leasing fees, the rental fees, the taxes, and many other fields that you are interested in. And the important part is that each report gives you the data that matters for that topic: total cost of ownership, gasoline, CO2, whatever it is. You will not see the same columns. You will always see the ones that make sense in the context and none of the others. So this is what we think is important. And yeah, it's important to understand there are two types of reports. There are the live reports from data, and there are the reports that you can export to then really make some deep and detailed decisions. Our next topic is damages. What we changed in the damage section is that now not only people inside of the car sharing module, but actually regular business car drivers and also admins can capture damages through the mobile application. And that still works the same way as before. So a user sees a new damage, then looks if the damage had already been reported. If that's that person's business car, they should actually know. But for example, if the admin chooses to do an inspection on a car, then yeah, the admin doesn't necessarily know all the damages by heart, and then goes around, checks if it's there. If it's not yet there, then it's reported, being added. And if a user reports a new damage, the admin is immediately notified. And after being notified, the administrator can then look at the damage details, see what the user has reported. First of all, which car, which user, then all the details, the scratch, maybe comments that were left, the pictures, any additional documents that might have been attached. And then the admin can decide what needs to be done next. And the damage can then be attached into a service. And the service there can be many damages being repaired in one service, for example. And that's how also the process that follows a damage can be managed through fleetster. As a next step in this section, we will add more details. Right now, we are really focusing on the damage itself, but there's more to damages often. Sometimes they're caused by accidents, and in accidents, you want to know more details for the insurance, and you want to know something about the other party maybe, and about the circumstances and where it happened and what time, and if it was rainy and so on. So there will be the part that's detailing the moment when it happened, and also all relevant information for insurances later, such as insurance numbers, further documents, and so on and so forth, and also more details about the communication with the other parties. So this is not ready yet, but that's something we will develop in the next months. So the developments in the damage sections have actually just started, and there's also a nice highlight that we cannot talk about yet, but very soon, also regarding damages. The next topic is tasks. Tasks exist for quite some time. I think this is already update 3 or 4, but now we made some fundamental changes that I would like to share with you. Now there are 2 more possibilities. You can attach a document or a picture, or an admin can approve a task. It can be made mandatory so that the admin has to approve it before it's fully accepted. That's particularly important when there are certain qualifications that the admin needs, or sometimes with public car sharers, they need to upload documents that the administrators really want to see before they give them access to the system. I'll now show you how that works in a live system. And this is the task details that you know. They have changed a little bit now. And you will find the attached documents and require upload here. So you can first of all say if it's possible to attach a document or not. And then you can say that it's required to upload it. So the task cannot be completed without uploading it. And you can say that the admin has to approve the task after it was completely done. So what I now ask the driver to do is to please go to the car and check at the number plate the next car inspection date. That might be a quite German thing. I'm not sure how it's in other countries, but in Germany there is the inspection date on the number plate. And so since I didn't keep track of it, I'm asking the driver to please go to the car, take a picture, and take a picture of the back number plate so that I know the dates. And that works as follows. He receives a push notification saying, hey, there's a new task for you, clicks on it. Then our mobile application opens and he can see that there's no one new task that he needs to do. The task is please check the car for the car inspection date. And then he opens that task and sees, that's what I need to do. Okay, thank you. High priority, it's a check. All right. So now I will need to take a picture. And that's what he does. So he goes to the car, and he's supposed to take a picture of the back number plate. So he goes to the back number plate, and now he takes a picture. 1 second. Picture. Here we go. So picture is taken, and now it's part of the task. The task is now marked as done by the user, and he gets a success message. And now the administrator receives a notification that the task is completed. He sees the picture and says, oh, that's interesting. Actually, it is now 8th of 2022. I really need to get the Tesla to be checked. Jesus. Anyway, and he can say, yeah, job well done, task approved, you did well, and now it's solved. I'm not sure if it's really appropriate in such a circumstance to approve a task, but yeah, I wanted to show you the features. So in this case, I made it mandatory so that the admin approves it. The last feature is a small one. We have changed the driver's details, and now you can see many more information in the driver details. So for example, the driver license details, then when a person did driver license checks, UVV checks, and so on. All of that is now in one place and should make the life of many users easier, particularly in public car sharing, where you want to check a lot of information without jumping back and forth too much. I hope I covered some topics that were interesting to you, will help you to save a lot of time and possibly money, and will make your life easier. Maybe this year there will be an opportunity for us to meet in person. On the 10th of November of 2020, there is the fleetster Reloaded event, our annual event, being held in Munich, as always. And you are obviously very much invited to join and visit us.